What's going on, you beautiful people? How are y'all today? All right, I'm doing fantastic. As you can see, I have a guest host, and not just any guest host, okay? I'm a fan. I don't know if y'all know Lucretia Hughes. I'm a fan, okay? She does, let me tell you, back in 2020 when I was doing my thing, that's Lucretia Hughes times 10. Like she shuts it down and she hits you with facts. You know what I'm saying? So I've been trying to go live with her for I don't know how long now, and I finally got her. She hit me up and said, "Hey, bro, you want to do a live today?" Yeah, let's do it. So I just set it up right now. I'm supposed to be taking out my garbage right now. My wife asked me to take out the garbage. I said, "Babe, hold on, I gotta wait. Lucretia wants to go live with me." So I came on here to go live. But Lucretia, let them know a little bit about yourself.
My name is Lucretia Hughes Klukin. I do a nightly show. I just travel around the United States talking about God, family, country, and the support of Donald J. Trump. I try to teach people, we take articles from all around the world and we break it down. And if it does go against God, family, country, and Trump, I will dig you a new one. I'm hoodish and woodish. I have ran for politics. I have been to the White House. I've testified in front of Congress, and somehow, some way, I guess I'm just not polished enough for them. So I would rather stay grassroots.
You know what? And I feel that 100%. And don't become polished for them, because let me tell you something. You have a nice following on social media. People that gravitate towards you because they respect what you do, because you're not polished, because you're authentic. You ain't trying to change who you are for nobody. You say what you mean, and that's good enough. If it's not good enough for them, it don't matter. We not trying to please them. You know, you have an audience of people that stand behind you heavy.
I
Heavy.
don't call
So
them followers. I think that's so belittling because we watch so many people that we help establish and help point them in the right direction. Forget who actually built them and help build their voices. And the people that I see on a daily basis, because we do a nightly show, I talk for 2 hours to
yeah.
people. It's an interactive show where I don't learn until I look in the chat rooms and I start paying attention to my family. These people have been ride or diers. I guess you could call it, they ride or die. They point me in the right direction. They chastise us. They have blessed us. They pray for us. And these are regular, everyday, ordinary people. Red, yellow,
Mm-hmm.
black, white, gay, straight. Some people from Australia, some people from New Zealand, people from the UK jump in, Brazil, everybody. It's
Mm-hmm.
like a worldwide event of I hate the word awakening. It's like an atonement of all of us paying attention collectively, and we're reading through the bullshit.
Yep.
And I when we're right now understanding where our society at, it's not about the clickbait no more. It's about getting out the truth, because God commands us to witness in his name. And as long as we're doing that, we should be on the top. But we still got to go through a lot of bull crap first.
You know what? I feel that 100%. And that's the thing. Like, people don't realize, we do. Like, you stream every day for 2 hours and you talking to the people and trying to keep it going while you going through your own thing with these people playing you at your house, and you have your struggles, and yet you ain't wavering at all. Number one, in your faith in Christ, you know what I'm saying? And your dedication to what you do with informing people, while bearing all to them, and I'm telling you, that's why I appreciate you so much. I really do. I appreciate you so much when you come on and you take the time to talk and interact with people. Like you say, they're not really followers. We say that because that's what the term is on Facebook, but it's really they family. It was all my people that are followers of my page have become family. Like, we chop it up. They message me. I send it back. It might be a little late sometimes because there's so many messages that come through, but I have real interactions with people, and it has become like an extended family. And again, that's appreciated. But
But
we were just
we also get the trolls. So let's get it together now. We
yeah,
get the trolls. We are not those type of people. Cash,
yeah.
myself, ain't to be played with, because we done rolled over all that. So I look at Cash like this, like I look at myself. We will treat you with respect, a CEO and a janitor, the same way.
Yeah.
But if you cross a certain line, who are you to tell us exactly who you think we should be? We're doing exactly what God has placed in front of us and doing the best we can. So when we having all these other people sitting here telling us how we should talk, and maybe they'll give us a chance. No, we're not playing those games anymore. That's how we got into this predicament that we're in.
I agree 100%. We were just talking before we went live, right? And we were talking about, building the pages back because you already know my platform used to be massive.
Hmm.
I had 380,000 people on my Facebook, 256,000 on my Instagram. Every time I would put something on YouTube, it'll have 10,000 views before the end of the day was done. And since I've gotten home, trying to rebuild all of that, it's been a struggle, and I know you're going through your own thing the same way where you do have a larger following than what I have right now currently. And you're not seeing the benefits, I guess, that should come with it. That, like, you should be seeing a nice paycheck coming through from your social media. I ain't gonna hold you up. You should be seeing a nice paycheck because you offer information that is valuable. You bring people together while condemning evil without condemning the person. You talk about the evil actions, which I appreciate because that's what I try to do. We don't condemn the person, we condemn the sin. You know what I'm saying? We
Now,
condemn the wrongdoing.
I try not to go after people unless you're a politician, you in the news. It's something like, you the 13 families, you got something to do with the New World Order, the World Economic Forum, the World Health Organization. To see, we could go on and on. I don't care if you're a city council member. I don't care if you're the governor. You are that person that is, making our life a living hell, trampling over our rights, locking people up unfairly while we're sitting out here. Because I'm not stupid, because my mom and them raised me right. My father's raised me right. When I know for a fact you're doing evil, you're breaking the law, you're doing sedition, you're doing treason, and then you try to flip it around and bring division out here to the po folks. I got a problem with that. And when
Mm-hmm.
you know it's powerful people on both sides of the aisle, it's ridiculous that you're going to have people that on my level come and try to fight with me when I ain't the ones that wrote the laws in the first place. So we have to put a lot of people. We're not willing to bend our wheels, and we're not willing to take a white envelope to shut the hell up. And I'm not
That's right.
I'm not willing to destroy my morals and values because I'm 51 right now. And my days could be over at any time. I want to hear, well done, my good and faithful servant. I want to make sure that I protect the innocent among us. I want to make sure that the elderly is done right, is because that is what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But we're not supposed to sit on the guidelines and the sideline because you're a father now. I'm a grandmother of 9. It is our responsibility to be that role model and to point these children in the right direction while trying to save the others.
Exactly. 100% well said. And that's real. That's real. But too many times you got people that'll come on. Like, here's my thing, right? We got influencers, which, by the way, you deserve a far larger platform than you have because of the way that you speak. You really do. And it's growing. I don't know if you see it, if you pay attention to your analytics, but I see growth consistently on your page, which is amazing. And I'm praying that it grows even larger, right? But when you have other people that are huge, that do completely opposite of what you just said. It's not about teaching kids to be better. It's not about encouraging people to be better or to think, like, critically think about things. Instead, they lead people down these rabbit holes of conspiracy, or they lead people to a panic. Some people are just they want you to be in fear. They want you to be scared about the future. They want you to think about everything except for the right now and where you're at right now. They want you to they don't put nothing in you to be grateful that you live in the country that you live in, or to be grateful that you have what you have right now and be thankful to God for it. No, instead they want you to be angry. Be angry at this person over here. Point the finger over here at this person over here. Be scared because they're going to take away this or they're taking away that. You're going to lose your freedoms. And they don't give any insight into how to be better today. You know what I'm saying? And again, that's why I appreciate you.
That's true. It's true, but it's called rage bait and clickbait. You
Yeah.
don't you don't give them solutions. You don't tell them why they need to stand up. You don't tell them where their polling booth is. You don't allow them to know what Agenda 21 is. You don't allow them to know there's 3 branches of government. You don't allow them, or they just don't care. So I can't get down with those type of people. This is where I take the biblical form. I'm gonna knock the dust off my feet real quick.
Keep
Get
it
up off
moving.
that phone table. I don't care if you at a golf course or on a yacht, and I will
Hmm.
still go buy me a hamburger after the situation. Some places I have learned that I'm not welcome in because I don't want to fit that in. But I don't want to also be overlooked because, I'm not that prim and proper person, because I truly believe there are some good people and good organizations out there that is supposed to be doing the good and the right things. But where are they at this moment?
Yeah, that's a good question. And what's funny is that we seeking them out. Right now with this right here, what we doing? Two people that we saying the same thing. We might have a different method of how we say it, but we have the same goal. You know what I'm saying? And there's more people right now in the chat. You have Maurice Delk. You know him?
Maurice.
Yo, that is I'm a super fan of his. That's my bro. You know what I'm saying?
He said,
And
wait a minute, Cash. I'm finna give this dude his flowers.
go for it.
7 years ago, 8 years ago, before I even got in this game, there was a freckled face man that decided to come in my chat room, and then I gave him my phone number. I was going through a lot of stuff back then. He said, hey, what you doing right now, Christian? Sitting here, I'm selling the yard sale. You need to do your walkaway story. What the hell you mean I need to do a walkaway? You need to stop what you're doing right now. I'm gonna need for you to do a walkaway right now, Christian. You got to get bigger than who you are. Your voice. He said, you ain't playing. He said, you are the real effing deal. He said, he said, I'm about to put you on the map. He said, you ever heard of Brandon Strucker and Walkaway?
Yeah, Brandon Strucker. Yeah.
I said, yeah, kinda. He said, why? I said, he said, I'm gonna need for you to tell people who you are. And I did. And all of a sudden, 20 million views on that one platform. And then me and Mo started doing a show, and we did lives a lot. I went viral, hundreds of thousands of views. Me and Mo just shooting the crap and being honest, truthful people. And then the censorship industrial complex started coming in. Scamdemic started coming in. The fundamental of the stupidity started coming in. And then all of us started getting shut down. People started losing their voices. And the powers that be just stepped on all of our necks there for a minute. But now we are finding our voices again and coming back for the right reason, because we never left in the first place.
Hey, I know that's right. So what happened? Because did you have a larger platform than you have right now?
Oh my God. Yes, we did. I mean, I've been on so many platforms, podcasts. I've done so many speeches. Oh my God, I got a documentary out there. I've opened conventions. I have testified in front of Congress. Yeah, actually I did. And then one day I was live with Will Johnson.
That's my guy too.
It was me, and then it was Pete Santilli. I still remember that damn day.
Pete Santilli, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'm gonna say this live. That dude's a scumbag. I can't stand Pete Santilli, and I'll tell you my story after you done. Go ahead.
At that time, this is when we was like green. This is before he went left and did this. That's that. I haven't heard from that guy since we was pretty much shut off that day. And a lot of stuff get revealed. Hindsight 2020. Candace Owens, Brandon Statham. I'm gonna say what's gonna need to be said. So at that time, that one day, 60,000 people was watching the four of us just bouncing off each other. And we saw it all shut down. Then you saw Ben Bergquam get thrown off Facebook. Then you saw Will Johnson get thrown out of the wayside. Then you saw Pete Santilli get wiped off everything. And then you saw me go down to maybe 500 views a show. But I still keep doing it every night. Tonight the show is 1,822. I did have an opportunity to sell my soul. I've been on the Roland Martin show. I did get that secret phone call from NBC offering me a contract for $250,000. I had that conversation. I heard from Leo Terrell when I was at the Faith and Freedom in Tennessee. He walked up to me, and I got an actual picture with Leo Terrell holding one of my T-shirts. I got his book. That's when he looked at me. He said, "Girl, I've been watching you for a minute, and I'm going to tell you what not to do. Ever sign an exclusive contract with any mainstream media. If you ever decide to do that, they will have your voice perpetually, which means you don't own yourself anymore. If you want to do anything, continue following God's will. I don't know what's going on in your private life with your house. Everybody knew about my house. Even I talked to Donald J. Trump Jr. about my situation in my house. So don't play with me with politics and these politicians. They blow
Mm-hmm.
smoke up your ass too. But that
Facts.
man, that angry black man who we used to stereotype, that angry black man from CNN, MSNBC, that only touted all Democrats and hate, 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 all of a sudden became a Republican, changed his tune, told me the truth, and
You
said,
talking about Vernon Jones?
don't even talk to that dude. I jumped head first in a swimming pool and I hadn't swum in 20 years. He called me on my birthday singing happy birthday. Will I endorse him? Who the hell are you? And my mama told me to stay away from you. So that's a whole nother
Okay,
topic.
go ahead.
I can read people well. I ran for a state rep in Georgia in 2016 against the fourth most powerful person. His name was Terry England. That's where all the money started, only because our new governor said, hey, we need people like you to be in politics. Do you want to run against that guy? He threw me in there head first. And I'm still now supposed to hear and listen to that side of a Republican Party. Don't play with me when it comes to politicians and politics. I have told and talked to so many of these people. You just don't go to the White House multiple times. You don't just sit there 10 feet in front of the president over 3 times. I've been vetted to the highest damn degree, where I am the Library of Congress for the rest of my life because I stood up for our 2A, because I refused to give over my gun rights. I don't play with my passion, nor my lives, or my children's lives, or Mo's life, or your life. Like I told you, I gave up the only card that a politician would ever give a person. And I hope Don Dodge told you this, because I'm going to tell you again. I had one card with Marjorie Taylor Greene, where she would ever step in my life and help me. I gave it to y'all first. I gave it to the January the 6ers.
I
It
know
was
you did.
it was my wedding anniversary. And I'm sitting down there in Punta Gorda, Florida, sitting there talking to Marjorie Taylor Greene on the phone, trying to advocate for the January the 6ers, because nobody else did. She said, hey, I'm going to change my number after this, so you might not be able to get in contact with me. The very next damn day, she stood outside that damn prison. I don't give a damn what nobody else says. I gave over a card to make sure even if I didn't go any further, what they did to y'all didn't make no sense. I would do atonement later. So if we are where we at, no matter where I've been or where I'm going, I know I tried to do the right things.
Yes, ma'am. And I really appreciate you. And let me tell you personally, thank you. I really do appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that counted us out, man. And they wrote me off. Like when you talk about all the scumbags that come out the woodworks, man, and you learn them hard lessons, I learned them too. Because and you know what? Let me just say, man, I did the same thing you did back when I was the viral dude. I was all over the place and they wanted me all over podcasts and all over the news and all over the radio. I had opportunities that to talk about talking points and be paid to do it by corporations or investors, people that wanted to invest in me at that time, right? To try to, give me the check, to buy me, like you say. And I remember doing this live. I came on live and talked to all the people that was all part of my social media. And I told them, I'm turning it down. I'm turning down an offer that just got made to me. And I didn't throw the person's name out there, but they were a part of a network. And I told them that I'm turning it down because y'all have shown me that y'all got me. And they did. My social media was booming. The checks that was coming in just straight from views, just from having views. I was viral all the time. I said, I trust the people to keep on being behind me, and that way I can talk about anything that I want to talk about without being restricted by a contract. Right. So I stayed true to that. But then when you talk about the censorship that happened, it was like God. Because when they started censoring me, I don't know if you remember, they started censoring me and they blocked me from my Facebook page back in 2020, right? But for some reason, I wasn't supposed to be able to go live, but God must have had his hand on it because I was still going live. The live feature kept on working even when my Facebook was blocked. So I'm still hitting the live until I'm running it until it was done. So it didn't stop until all the way when I went to prison. When I got locked up because of the whole January 6th thing, that's when they finally deleted my Facebook. Because I don't know what it was, but they couldn't stop me from posting or going live. I was still able to do all those things, but they deleted it. They took away my whole account. They deleted that. They deleted my Instagram. My YouTube died. Like they would heavily when I would go live on YouTube.
They banned me 3 different. I'm so banned on YouTube. It's like you'll see little speeches and stuff over there on YouTube on me. I mean, you can
Yeah.
go type my name in and you might find some videos, but when it comes to Fallback Production or Lucretia Hughes or Lucretia Hughes Klukin or even my husband, I am a threat to the global. I'm shocked after
Yeah,
all
you are.
I am shocked that I'm still allowed to have a voice at all compared to what happened in during the scamdemic because I still talked. I mean,
Yeah.
didn't nobody really hear me, but I grew family. That's the thing.
It's
During
beautiful.
during the scamdemic of it all, we all came together like the Karmas, the Kim. I got my family members, they got nicknames, everybody. So this is how tight my family is. We came together. I learned more about going down a rabbit hole. I learned
Hmm.
more about the 13 families. I learned more about the scamdemic. I learned more about COVID, Fauci. I learned so much about the World Economic Forum, Agenda
Yes.
30, everything, only because of regular American citizens started saying, hey, let's get together every day. You, Krisha, you want to do a show? Where you at, girl? We need to talk.
I miss that. Yo, Krisha, I'm not lying to you, man. That's what I miss. I miss back in 2020 when people would just reach out. That's how I met Anthony Russo. Anthony Russo hit me up one day and was like, hey, bro, I don't know if you're interested, but I would like to do a show. And I only answered because I thought that he was my friend that I was locked up with and when I was 17 years old. And he had the last name Russo. So I was thinking it was him. So we ended up connecting, and it wasn't him, obviously, but he became one of my best. He's the godfather to my daughter Nova. You know what I'm saying? And me and him with like lifelong friends. That's my brother. But I missed that. That's how I met Suni. That's how I met freaking Maurice. You know,
Mhm.
all of these different people. Will. That's how I got to know all of them because people just reaching out like, hey, listen to this person, or hey, you want to get together and talk. That's how I met Shelly. She's
Yeah.
a Chicago police officer. I love Shelly to death. Like, there's Shelly. If she called me right now and asked me to do anything, I'm gonna say yes. Shelly was like, I miss doing shows with her. I miss this. Like right now, when you hit me up, I ain't gonna lie, you made my day. You made my day today when you hit me up and said, "Hey, you want to do a live?"
Come on, I do. We do. Listen. We put blood, sweat, and tears in this shit. I don't know
Yeah.
why any of us gonna be stopping just because you know what we all and it's like we all interconnected or we know each other or mutually. Then how in the world are we not coming together on a daily or a weekly basis and building our own damn platform at this
So can
point?
we do it? Can
Why,
we just start doing? Can this be a regular thing, Krisha? Can we start? And can we get Maurice? Maurice, if you still watching right now, bro, can we get a show together where all of us come together like the old days and we just sit and talk about current events or life or whatever it is and just
they
talk? Because people miss that authenticity, man. Just interactions. All of us sharing our views about things, and then we're probably not going to agree on everything. But
no,
guess what? We're going to show the people. We're going to show the people that even if we don't agree on everything, we still family and you still my brother, you still my sister, and I love you and I can't wait to have another conversation. You know what
there
I'm
you go.
saying?
I mean, we do it. I mean, we do a show. I'm not stopping my show, even if it's on my phone. But I want to continue doing the show, and this is how I stay connected. I stay grounded because even in the midst of us being homeless right now and fighting for our property against property fraud, forged signatures, if it wasn't for reaching out to my foundation, my family, the people that watch me on a daily basis, pray, call me, text me, let me know about their lives, where would I be? So I gotta keep doing that, and I gotta keep doing us, and I gotta keep doing me. Because
Yeah.
when I realize and I look at what we're dealing with being homeless, and with the property fraud and the forged signatures and going up against big business and big banks, but we have the proof. We wouldn't have had the proof if it wasn't for the people that actually watches the show, because they
Mm-hmm.
found the signatures. They the ones that went out there and raised the money to get the top handwriting expert expert person in the world. So they the ones that's giving me that motivation and hope to get up every morning and not have a woe is me attitude. So when I
Mm-hmm.
rolled up, because the last 2 days I have the burden of what my reality is really hit me tenfold Sunday in church. So when I rolled up on you yesterday and I can't stand Candace. I don't care none of your Candace lovers. Lick on her to it. Okay, not mine. So I don't listen to that because I'm biblical, and
Yeah.
when you generalize a whole group of damn people, and you just start throwing stuff out there until it sticks, sometimes you take it a little bit too far. But like I said, I have my own issues, so I don't give a damn about anybody else that licks her toes. So
Yeah.
it's like this with me. I sat there and I watched for the first time what she had to say in about the first time in 5 years, because I don't listen and watch no one else. And God said, sit there and watch Cash. And I started responding
I
and
love it.
interacting with you and the people, and that is what life is supposed to be about. And I said, you know what? Don Dodge has been trying to get me and you to do a show or
I love
a
her.
segment for the longest of time. I said, you know what? Now or never. And God don't make no mistakes. And
Yeah,
I
one
truly
hundred
believe.
percent. I love her to death, and I'm praying for her because I know she going through her own things right now too. So just know, Don Dodge, I'm praying for you. I love you to death, and I appreciate you, especially for bringing me and Cretia together. And I see Cretia that you had. Do you mind if I share your gifts and go out?
I don't mind because we
Okay.
need that help.
So I want to highlight this real quick for everybody because and I want you to tell them exactly what happened, with your home. I want people to hear your story real quick and then we could get back into the conversation, but it's really messed up. It really is. It's messed up how they doing you and your husband, man, and I'm praying for y'all. So this is Lucretia's Give Send Go, you guys. I shared it in the chat already. It's in the comment section. If you guys can help her out, she lost her home.
And I think I shut that one down because
Oh,
I shut that down. This was right before we put that up right before they evicted us out of the house.
okay.
Basically, in a nutshell, but we do have a Give Send Go, and we just been doing PayPal because as much stuff that we have filed at any given moment, to get to the bottom of it and try to make it so layman's term that even anybody could understand. Somebody, his mother, who at that point, as we're finding out now, was a Metheny,
Mm,
decided to take the warranty deed of a property that her mother had built since 1983 and forge everybody's name off the property, which is fraud and forgery. Well, she put his 84-year-old grandmother, after forging her signature and his signature out, and this is only what the police is telling me, so this is facts and it's public knowledge for anybody that want to know, is that she put her in a reverse mortgage. And if anybody know what a reverse mortgage is, that means somebody got money off of the property. It wasn't me, wasn't Dave. I don't give a damn at this point. Well, in 2022, they decided to foreclose on our house. My husband went up to the courthouse and declared that anybody that does this, you will have a fight on your hands because somebody forged his signature.
mm-hmm.
Well, we know for a fact that the Supreme Court and the Georgia Supreme Court has already ruled that any contracts that is entered into fraud or forgery is null and void, but we were still evicted. So we did not know his grandmother's signature because we've been banking that my husband's signature was forged this whole entire time. After we was evicted, we rallied everybody again, raised another $10,000, got an attorney, and also got his grandmother's signature analyzed. Her damn signature was forged too. So the whole entire thing is fraud and forgery. And it could not have happened if it wasn't a crooked, corrupt notary attorney that decided to push it through. So 2 months ago, we was evicted June the 26th. July, WSB, which is one of the major news networks in Georgia, decided to pick up our case. Threw it out there on the main line, told everybody who this woman was and what we're going through, showed all the proofs of the handwriting analysis, showed all the proof of everything to show that we are truly frauded out of our house. MSN picked it up, Yahoo News picked it up, Business News picked it up, UK News picked it up, Sky News picked it up. This is damn wrong. But to know that we're not the only family this is happening to, is happening to so many millions of families across the United States. But we can just prove our stuff and we do need help. I'm sorry for crying.
No, it's all right.
It's wrong. This is bona fide damn wrong. And you see the big tissues of the world. You see the Leticia James of
Mm-hmm.
the world. You see the Lisa Cooks of the world. You see these politicians being corrupt and crooked and taking advantage or getting in bed with these people. I am beyond angry. This is a passion that is burning in my soul now because she was a white lady. I'm a black woman. And even if I know this wrong, this got to stop. And we need your help because this is so wrong.
You know what gets me, Krisha? And I feel for you. I really do. I really feel for you, man. But this is what struck me about that whole thing, because I've been listening to you talking about this since before June when you lost it, like when you first started talking about it. And what struck me is bogus, is how many people that you have showed up for, how many people you have helped out, how many times you have traveled to go and speak on a stage, or how many politicians that you helped promote, that you spoke out for. And to see none of them, all of these people with bigger platforms, right? None of them that I know of, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but none of them that I know of have taken the time to say, hey, let me bring you on so you can tell your story, or hey, let me get the link so I can share it so that we can help raise some funds for you, because this is messed up and you were there for me. You spoke for me. You helped me. And it just goes to show you, man, a lot of people will use you. When you're able to help them in some type of way, they'll take it. But when you're in your time of need, those fake people, they show exactly who they are. And I feel you. I've gone through it myself. I came home to absolutely nothing. And the people that I platformed, that I helped build their platform, I gave them a platform, ghosted me as soon as I came home. Wouldn't share a post, wouldn't help me, nothing. It was good people. And this is why I say it's the people that
Mhm.
that that we do our thing for. This is why we do our content. It's for the people, because it's them people that came together when I first came home and said, hey, Cash, it's not much. But can I share a link for you? Or hey, what's your Cash App? I want to send you $5. It's not a lot, but all of that added up, and it wasn't even about the amount or the share. It was that they offered.
I don't
They
even know
offered some type of help.
are gonna watch this. I have no idea. If it wasn't for the Christies and the Troys and the Karmas and the Kims and the Barbaras and the if it wasn't for the people on a daily basis, Amanda, Michelle, Larry, Frank, if it wasn't for the Chris's, where would we be? So
Mm-hmm.
they are my family.
100%. I agree. And I'm gonna tell you, probably looks dim right now, but I know that you got the faith that David had when he slung that stone. You know what I'm saying? You got a giant in front of you in the form of somebody taking you home, and I feel for you, but I'm telling you, God gonna see you through. All right. If
I'm,
he bring you to it, he's gonna bring you through it. And
I'm
that
sitting there
I
looking at these people. The attorney for the opposing party is the active city attorney for Loganville, Georgia. I'm looking at this land company that is multi millionaires. And then I'm looking at AAG, that is $1 billion company. And then I look at Troy and myself and Dave and Karma and one Pika Pika. We thousandaires. Some of us don't even have that, and they donated to
yeah.
get to top of the top. They've donated and looked through paperwork. They've donated and said, send me your filings. They have donated and decided to keep our spirits up. They'll give me a Long Island iced tea or a slice of pizza because they have been here, and I don't know how to repay these people.
You know what? They got their reward. And when people like myself, right, when I do something kind for somebody, it's not because I'm expecting anything back. I'm storing up my treasures in heaven. And most of the people that follow you and a lot of the people that follow me, it's the same thing. They don't give or try to help somebody because they're expecting something back. They know that their reward lies with God. So don't even think about none of that. You just keep on being you and don't let nobody dim your light. That's what I want you to understand. Don't take on the stress of how I'm going to repay anybody. No, they're there for you in your time of need. You thank God for them and you pray for them, and God's going to give them their reward. And there will come a time when you're back up again, when you're on top of the mountain. Then you can look to see how that you can help.
That's why I
You know what I'm
like to hear.
saying?
That's why I like this motivation. That's why I will stop my show midstream and just start praying for people. That's why I would rather give my card to a man like you.
I
This
love you,
can't be
Lucretia.
wrong. This
I need
can't
you
be wrong.
guys, everybody watching me right now, if you could do me a favor, number one, share this thing out. Okay. Share this thing out and tag whoever you want to tag in it so that they can watch this. And also to everybody, because you guys messaged me today, actually, I was going through, I created my link tree and I shared it out. But instead of y'all donating to me for the camera, because a lot of you guys have been donating, helping me to raise the funds to get KOK visuals off the ground. And you were talking about this Friday that all you guys had texted me and said that when you get paid this Friday or whatever day it was that you get paid, that you're going to donate to my Give Send Go, right? I'm going to ask you not to. I'm going to ask you to take whatever money you were going to give to me and donate that to Lucretia. All right. The camera, the KOK visuals is very important to me. It's a way for me to become self-sufficient on a greater scale and take care of my family, but it's not an actual necessity as of right now. This right here is a necessity. She needs our help. So whatever you were going to give to me, if you were thinking about doing a super chat to me right now, or don't do it. Anything that you might give to me in this show right here, don't do it. Donate that to Lucretia. All right. That's what I'm asking for everybody to do. That's what I'm asking.
When you look at the studio that y'all created, when you go back and look at the old shows at the house and the cameras, people donated. When you go and you look at the set or the flags, people did that. And to see it thrown out in the yard, all that fucking hard work.
I know it's rough. But again, don't look, get your head right now, sis. Get it off of all of that. Get it off of all of that. Yeah, it sucks, and I know that it hurts, right? But I'm telling you, I promise you this. God got something better for you. He might restore it like with Job. Job lost everything. Everything. He lost his family, his kids, his well-being, his home, his health. He lost it all. Simply because God had something greater for him. 7 times greater than what he had. So right now, yeah, you in the battle. You're in the trenches right now. You sitting like Job in the pit where, you scraping off the scabs that's on your body right now and wondering why. But I'm telling you, it's because God, you're not going to. I know you're not, because he's going to bring you through it. And it sucks. And I know you're feeling that pain. But in that moment, in these kind of moments, you already know what to do. You give it all to God. You lean on into him and say, I don't understand why this is happening, but I trust you. Simple as that. I trust you. And he's going to bring you through. You know what I'm saying? And you keep doing what you're doing.
I see your comment, Sheena. This was not supposed to turn out like this. I like to talk about politics. I'm just a real woman, y'all. I am literally just a real woman that loves t-shirts, blue jeans, tennis shoes. I'm just a regular chick that done went through some shit. That's pretty much what I like to say.
I feel you. Believe me, they feel you. But I'm telling you, watch. You're going to see. You're going to see. It's going to get greater later. Right now is the time where he say, count it all joy when you face trials and tribulations and adversity of all different kinds. Because what does it do? It builds your endurance. It builds your endurance, and it builds your faith, because you have no choice but to lean into God. It's the same thing when I went to prison. Let me tell you something. I lost everything. I've never been away from my children ever in my life, right? I've always been a dedicated father since the moment that I had my babies. Been a part of their life every day. And the scariest thing for me wasn't that I was going to prison. The scariest thing for me wasn't that I was going to be around a whole bunch of people that probably done some horrible things. And I've seen the stories. I've had people that went to prison, and I know what it's like, right? In my mind, the scariest part for me was leaving my kids without a father to protect them. And I was terrified. When I sat in court, I'm going to tell you something. When I got sentenced, I cried. and I couldn't even help it. I told myself I'm not going to cry, none of that. I'm gonna stand firm and just trust God. But when I sat in front of that judge and he hit that gavel and said 48 months after he ripped me and called me every kind of bad and said that I was just this, basically this domestic terrorist, and he defamed me, in that courtroom, made me feel this big. The only thing that I could think about when he said 48 months was being away from my children for 4 years, my kids being without their father. And then I had no choice in my despair. I was broken when I went back to my cell after that. And I haven't talked about this, right? When I went back to my cell, it was the COVID thing. So when you leave, you had to quarantine for 14 days around nobody. You were in a cell by yourself. You could not come out except to take a shower by yourself. And then you go right back to your cell, right? And I sat inside that cell. I sat inside the shower. When I would get out for my hour, I cried in the shower. I sat inside that cell, crying in the cell, thinking about my kids. I couldn't even call them. I couldn't even, see if they were okay, because I know that they were listening in to the phone call. And the one thing that I asked the judge before he sentenced me, I say, this is what I told him. I say, Judge, I say, prison isn't going to change me. It's not. I rehabilitated myself. The person that's on paper that you're reading about, the gang bang and all that, I put that dude to rest 10 years ago. I changed me. Prison is not going to help me. It's only going to hurt my kids. So I'm asking you, before you sentence me, just please think about my kids. Think I'm their father, and I'm the only provider that they have. I was the sole provider of my children. And when he said that 4 years and I went back to my cell, I felt despair. I thought about how the system don't care about you. This is pointless for them to lock me up. I don't deserve to be here, because the conspiracy that they had against me, I had nothing to do with. So in my mind, I'm innocent of the crimes that they just sentenced me for. I did not do what they said that I did on paper, but I was so terrified I had to take a plea, because if you go against the feds, well, on a conspiracy, I'm facing 10 years in prison. So when he said that 48 months, I just thought about how crooked everything was. I thought about how crooked the judicial system was. I thought about how messed up this world is, and how these people lied on me, and how I felt kind of like God forsook me. That's how I felt. I said, man, you just let this happen to me. And I got angry, but I was in despair and still crying to him while I'm angry, and just asking him, look, you done forgot about me. You've thrown me away. Just please protect my kids. Just make sure that my kids are okay until I come home. You know what I'm saying? And that was my prayer. And I went down this whole road of feeling just empty for a minute. When I went through transit, I didn't do no drugs except I smoked weed. When I got there and I was able to get my hands on some weed, and I smoked some weed while I was in there to try to calm myself down, because I was a wreck. I'm in an environment where I ain't been a gangbanger in 10 years. I still fight. But in here, this ain't no fight. You're not gonna have a fight. You're gonna have to stab, or it's gonna be something like that. So I'm trying to calm myself down. So I decided to smoke some weed. Instantly regretted it. I'm like, yeah, this ain't for me no more. I felt completely strange. I'm like, this ain't for me. So I just left it be. Didn't do that, but I sat inside this place having to figure out, how am I gonna navigate? Because I'm not joining a gang, and now I feel like God ain't even got my back no more. So it's all I got is me, right? And I'm in this situation with despair, thinking about, will I stab somebody? I had a knife. I grabbed me a knife when I went through transit in Cimarron, and I kept it with me. And there was a whole thing that broke out where I had a meeting. I had to become kind of racist, as far as like identifying with black, because that's where I was. You know what I'm saying? It was just a group of people. You had whites, you had Mexicans, and you had the blacks. So I was a part of the black car, and there was a bunch of brothers in there that was scumbags. That some of them was good people, but a lot of them was scumbags. And I had to be around these people, and had a little powwow meeting where I'm thinking I might have to stab this dude, because I got into a little confrontation because this dude stole from somebody.
But I used to work at USP Atlanta.
And that's a horrible place to be. USP Atlanta is one of the worst prisons you could go to. Straight up. And you know exactly what I'm talking about then.
Yes,
and you know that transit is more dangerous than when you go to the actual prison. When you're in transit, they put you around people you don't know. Nobody knows anybody. Is all you know is that you're in transit. So you don't. It's a free for all. So I had to wrap my hand up. I wrapped up my arms, and I wrapped my body up when we had this little powwow. I got the knife sitting right here inside my waistband, and we're all inside this TV room because I done told on this guy that stole from somebody inside of our black car, right? And he stole, and I'm like, that's foul, and I can't honor that. I don't like that. And the little dude's running around. He's all terrified because he lost $400, and it just was this big old thing. So now I'm in my mind, I'm like, I'm not going to be a gangbanger, but I'm not going to let somebody stab me. I seen a brother with his eye out. He got his eye stabbed out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it ain't happening to me. I had my knife ready. And at that moment, I was ready to stab this dude. And he was ready to stab me. And I was terrified. And I felt like God wasn't there, but he showed up.
You're going to either protect yourself or your own back. That's a whole nother environment that a lot of people will never understand. I don't even care if it's when I explain it to the different environment, it smells different when you walk outside the guard and the gate and the door from when you walk in there. It's a whole different environment. And even the staff have to watch their back, even contract workers, even the medical. It's that environment. So yeah, it's dog eat dog. And of course,
God showed up though, Creature. God showed up in all of that. I'm trying to navigate this, and this is why I'm telling you this, because right now you in the same situation, feeling the same pain and fear that I felt, just in a different way. It's a different scenario, right? It's the same pain, different scenarios, and that despair, right? But God showed up eventually. When I had to go and sit inside a DC DOC after transit, I felt lost. And this is God's honest truth. I felt lost. I felt like God had abandoned me, and maybe that I was serving the wrong God. Maybe Christianity wasn't for me, and I left Christianity while I was inside of DC DOC. And I started reading the Quran, and I started praying 7 times a day, and I started wearing the little kufi. I started really trying to see, maybe God's over here. Maybe I was wrong, and I'm looking. And then in my looking, because of the despair, I'm trying to find God. I'm trying to find that connection that I had when I was a kid. In that despair, I ended up getting closer to Christ. Literally, like it's crazy. I'm practicing Islam while I'm like, I stopped eating pork, everything. And the brothers thought that I was crazy. These are all January 6ers in here. All of them are white or Hispanic, or there was 2 Middle Eastern guys. And they're looking at me, and part of why I did it, because I'm like, yo, some of these dudes are intolerant. So let me see how they feel about a black guy becoming a Muslim. And I'm testing them as well as testing myself and trying to find God. But in the midst of all of it, in the midst of all of that, it led me literally right back to Christ with a stronger faith than I've ever had. And I have not let it go since. I have not let my faith go since. When I reconverted to Christianity, because in that Quran, as I started reading, I figured out that, yo, if I thought that maybe I was serving God wrong within the Bible, I'm reading this Quran, and some of the things that I read in this Quran, though some of them were very beautiful, there's a lot of beautiful things in there, there is a lot of wicked things that are up inside that Quran. But God gave me this revelation while I was sitting in there reading it about Christ. I had a literal revelation about Christ where it talks about, because they believe that he's just a prophet. In the Quran, they believe that he's just a prophet, and that he did not die on the cross, and that it's shirk is what they call it, shirk, polytheism. And you got to turn away from that. Christianity is wrong because they're polytheists. But I read this verse in the Quran where he says, when Allah created Jesus, Isa, he created him by the word. Okay, so automatically, me knowing the Bible like the back of my hand, I thought of the book of John. In the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God, and the word became flesh, right? Okay. So when it said in the Quran that Jesus was created by Allah from the word, that he is the literal word of God made flesh, right? And then it says that he created him by the be, by saying be, and it was. Jesus was created because Allah said be, and he was, right? So in my mind, I'm thinking about John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believe in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. So then I go to talk to the imam, because it was like, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Here I am, like wearing a kufi. I got my beard all long, and I'm praying 5 or 7 times a day, and I'm celebrating Ramadan when it comes around, and all these things. And then I had this revelation, and where they said that even the brothers that I was locked up with inside of DC DOC, they said, bro, you're not really a Muslim, bro. You just rebelling right now. Shane Jenkins, I love Shane Jenkins. Bro, you're not really a Muslim. Do you think that Jesus is the son of God? Well, I said, well, yeah. He said, well, you're not a Muslim. If you believe that Jesus is the son of God, you're not a Muslim. So beyond that, I go to talk to the imam. And the imam, when I go in there, he says, how are you, brother? And it was just me and the imam. I couldn't be around anybody else. And They went by the pod, and I'm the only person that was a Muslim at that time inside of there. So I go and have this one-on-one, and I say, hey man, in the Quran it says that Allah created Jesus by saying be, and he was, and that he is the word of God made manifest, right? He said, yes, that's what the Quran says, but he is not his son. That is polytheism, and that is blasphemy, basically. If you believe that Allah has a son, he has no sons, he has no children. I said, okay, but hear me out. What if it's a translational error? And he said, well, what do you mean? I say, well, you say that he doesn't have a son. Like you believe in that Christians believe that Jesus was created because God impregnated Mary through a physical act. That's why you say he's not his father. But in the Quran, it says exactly what it says in the Bible, that he said be, and he was. That's what he said in the Bible, that he sent Gabriel to say, yo, Mary, you're pregnant. He just used the word. She's pregnant, and she was. He said, okay. I said, so in essence, he doesn't have an earthly father. He only has a heavenly father, which would be God, right? Allah. He said, yeah, that's correct. I say, so then that would make him his son in our terms. His father, the life that he had came from God, not from a man. So that is his father as far as that goes, not committing an act. But furthermore, it says that he got here by saying be, and he was. And in the Bible, it says that Jesus is the only begotten son, meaning that he got here by the be. So a man looked at me, he goes, brother, who told you that? I said, nobody. I was sitting there reading my Bible and reading the Quran, and it just hit me that Jesus got here by the be, as it says in the Quran. And then the Bible says that he is his begotten son. So he got here by.
And how
maybe
did
it's just a trend. And
what
bro,
did
his mind was blown. He said, I'm going to take this to the elders and I'm going to talk to them. I've never heard this before, but I understand what you mean. That makes a lot of sense. And I said, yeah. So come to find out, as I got home, I just found this out a couple of months back, that the guy that was the imam is now in seminary school.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what all that means, if he converted or what, but I know that now he is in seminary school.
That literally means he converted to Christianity.
Maybe, but
I don't know. I got it tattooed on my arm, so it's John 3:16 on my arm. So I believe in Jesus Christ.
God, bro, I'm telling you, God literally made, and I think about all that today, and it's like, God, why did you allow me to go through all these things? I lost everything. I used to make $10,000 on YouTube in a month. You know what I'm saying? Between $7,000 to $10,000 a month on YouTube. I come home to nothing, and you forsook me and left me in this prison. And I look back at it and I say, no, I saved you because you had gotten arrogant. You started off preaching unity when you started your platforms. You was about unity and just speaking life and truth in the people. And then you mutated into this person that's just infatuated with politics to the point where you're calling your brothers and sisters in Christ, you're calling them demons and democrats, and you're calling them evil and making a blatant statement about all of these people when it's not.
Well, if you are if you're a Democrat, you have no God.
Well,
they have no God in their platform, so they are not of God. They do not even God.
Right. We're talking, that's a Democrat ideology, right?
A person cannot represent God if God is not there. Who are you representing? You cannot be a Christian and be a Democrat. That's an oxymoron, because Democrats and death.
They understand what you mean, right?
So you either, this is where they call it lukewarm, and you're gonna ride that fence. You better get the heck off that fence. You better make it clear of what you do. Then you are a demon. Crap.
Right, but sis, this is what I'm saying. The people that I was talking to, I'm not talking about the politicians that have these ideologies that they push on the people and try to get their vote. I'm talking about people like myself. Before I became a Trump supporter, I thought of myself as a Democrat, not knowing anything about the Democratic ideology or anything like that. It was just because I'm black, I got to be a Democrat.
When the mirror is turned around on us, we just got to own up to it. We literally representing demonic crap.
Right. But that's why your voice and my voice became important, because we started to educate people on that. But in the same sense, I had gotten so big-minded in my head because I understood now, and the part that I did understand, now I'm condemning people that had the same misunderstanding that I had. Instead of trying to educate, I started trying to desecrate. You know what I'm saying?
did. I think that you didn't go out there and purposely hunt anybody down to call them out their name or call them demonic. These people reveal themselves to you. You don't go out there and
True.
seek them. So you
True.
got to call it like it stands. We don't go out there and seek anybody else. We like our little echo chamber, honey. This is what heaven's supposed to feel like. So we mind our own damn business. We don't go out there and bother people. We don't go out there and get in nobody's face. We don't ask them to come to our damn pages. So
Yeah.
they reveal them demonic selves into us. We don't go out there and say, hey, stop killing kids. We don't go on people's pages like that. We don't
Right.
call them out their name. We don't call them scrubs of society. We don't call them baskets of deplorable. We
Right.
don't nod in agreement. So when you are nod in agreement to demonic furries, when you are nod in agreement to abortion, when you are nod in agreement to they, them, and a legions of demons, that's exactly what you're doing. You're calling out that demonic nature.
Facts.
So they are summoning and revealing themselves to you.
I
God
agree.
gave you that voice to start calling out that demonic ways, because if no one ever calls out that demonic ways and shake your core, you're never gonna come and
You're
reverse.
100% correct.
So
You're 100% correct. But what I'm saying is, before, when I was, this is what I'm saying. When I got, right before I started, right before I got locked up, right? When I started getting, I got big headed. Okay, I did. I got big headed. I slept with a fan. You know what I'm saying? I got really big headed, and it wasn't no more about the unity or calling out the evil. That's what I'm trying to say. It was simply about talking about anybody that was a Democrat. I didn't care about trying to teach my brother, who I grew up with, that he thinks that he's a Democrat because, you know, we was raised to believe we black, so we Democrats, right? It wasn't no longer trying to teach him. It was about saying, nah, bro, you stupid. You're dumb. That's the problem. That's why you're a Democrat, because you're dumb. It wasn't edification. It was condemnation that I was given.
that was not our side. I only call people.
No, it was me. I'm talking about me.
Oh, okay.
Personally, I started doing that.
I don't even think really. I don't really think you did. You called it out for what it is. You just ain't politically correct with your crap.
That's
You
true.
knew what they said in a way, and you was like, "Yo, bro, that's stupid as shit." Guess what? You told the truth. You went from A to B in 100. You just didn't sugarcoat nothing. You didn't, because you didn't have the mind of a teacher at that point. You had a mind of a revealer. I don't care if you hurt their toes. My dad's always told me, you know what? You might well go ahead and pick your feet up and put them in your pocket, because I'm bound to step on them. Because sometimes I don't ask you to say stupid stuff to me to get this reaction. So you only went off what you heard. So if you feel like it's being chastising, well, I guess you did. But eventually you either shook them up, you shook yourself up, you woke yourself up. That was
I
your
shook them up big time. I made them this big, like, especially a white liberal woman. If somebody was a white liberal woman, I didn't want to hear nothing. You're just a demon. You're boy, I would go, you know how I would go in. I would shut them down.
Listen, I don't look for people. And I'm gonna tell you now, but if you come after me, I'm coming hard, and I ain't gonna back off, not a little bit. And I don't do liberal white women, liberal white men, militant ass black folks. I don't care what skin you in. I really don't. At this point in the game, I give respect where the respect is due, but I don't reach or go out there to attack anybody at all. So, but they love to attack us. They got too comfortable, and our side gonna stop being that passive aggressive side. Our side is gonna pick up that damn whip and start flipping over tables.
No, that's right. No, but like I say though, man, he humbled me, because that's what I'm able to do now. Now I'm able to have a conversation and still make them feel the same way without the insult. Now I can just explain it politically. I can explain it economically. I can explain it. I can explain it religiously.
Something to think about, though.
Exactly.
If you didn't step on their toes or make they whole body clench, did they really pay attention?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're definitely right.
They really pay attention, because sometimes you gotta put it that blunt truth that's gonna shake that core and rattle, at least crack it a little bit. That's all you need, is a side of a mustard seed.
Yeah, that's why I quit. Well, not even quit. I'm back at it. Really, I've gotten back at it, but it gets so hard for me, because right now I'm getting frustrated with the world right now. I'm getting frustrated with these people online that are spitting leftist talking points, and it's starting to drop. I'm about to be 37 next month.
Oh, you like a what do y'all call it?
A millennial.
No, you're ex-millennial. You're ex-millennial. You just Yeah, you're ex-millennial. You're like my son. You was raised by the best. You was
Yeah.
raised by the silent, the boomers, and the Gen Xers, and then but you can't get down with the millennials. That's yeah,
Yeah.
and then you have alphas. How that feel? How that really
Um,
feel? You can
to
see
have
the
babies,
no, you can see the participation award winners in your own generation while you trying to protect your own babies. How that feel?
yeah, it feels it's a lot of work. It's a whole lot of work, man. Because the society around me, like people my age, a lot of people my age don't have my way of thinking. You know, they just so caught up in the noise, you know, and it's like a lot of people don't think for themselves. A lot of people don't research and they can't understand like with me, right? They're like, how do you still support Trump after this? I say, how do you not support Trump after this, and this? If you've seen, I've lived through the Obama administration. I've lived through Biden, even though I was locked up during Biden, but I paid attention and seen how the country was when I came home. I seen Baby Bush, you know what I'm saying? And those are the presidents that I can remember, you know, from being alive, right? And Trump has done the most that I can think of for the American people. Even now, they talking all this stuff. Everybody trying to blame Trump for the government shutdown and the EBT getting cut off and all this, not realizing, you know, because of the tariffs that Trump had, you know, he's got 200 billion that he's trying to distribute to the people so they don't get their food stamps cut off.
They don't want that. You see the blue states are getting ready to actually sue the Trump administration to make them pay the blue states for the welfare, regardless.
That's
What
insane.
the well, that's what they're doing. The blue states, Pritzker, Newsome,
I can't stand Pritzker, man. I
they have
can't
all
stand Pritzker.
decided to come together and sue President Donald Trump administration to force them to open up to force them to pay for the food stamps, not go into their own reserves, not go into their own pocketbooks, but make the federal government. They're going to sue the Trump administration for their own failures.
But here's the thing. This is how stupid this is, though. It's because of the Democrats not voting to open the government up in the first place that they have the issue. Make it make sense.
I think this was vote 13th or 14th. This is day number 26 of the shutdown. And I have heard Bernie Sanders to the minority whip all the way to, what's his name? Schumer to all, and Hakeem Jeffrey to all come out of their ragged mouths and says the suffering of the American citizens is leverage against Republicans after I just found out my damn self that there's more illegal aliens on welfare and snaps than it is a real American citizens.
100%.
You are shutting our government down for foreigners.
Oh, I'm gonna show you because you're 100% right. Check this out, man. I seen this and I said, "Oh my goodness!" And I sent it through Chat GPT to see if this was accurate. Look at this right here, man. You gonna trip out right now, Chris? You about to trip out? Look at this. Share screen. All right, here we go. Look at this. Food stamps by ethnicity. Percentage of U.S. households receiving SNAP benefits. Afghanis, okay, 45%. Somali, 42% of their population. Iraqi, 34% of their population. Dominican, 34% of their population. Caribbean, 28% of their population. Native, 27% of their population. And the list goes on and on and on and on and on. And
wow.
People tripping.
Afghanis. Wait. If this better not be about the refugee resettlement program brought to you by Barack Obama way back in his administration when he started allowing all those damn Afghanis coming over here out being vetted. Then up to the Biden administration when he allowed for the Afghans to attack our own people.
Yeah.
And that withdrawal, and they still, and we gotta, Lucretia, stop itching. And we paying for this.
Yo, you know what's crazy? Is all these people. This is blowing my mind right now. I don't know if you own the other platforms or whatever, but have you seen this trend of people coming out talking about they are about to rob the stores?
Yes,
I have.
In
November. So you mean to tell me, and they got days, okay? Check this out. They have days dedicated. They trying to organize, like how they do a protest. They trying to organize a day of looting, right? It's like we headed back to 2020. They trying to organize a day of looting where they're saying they're going to go in the grocery stores and they're going to take the
I
food
don't
about the grocery
want
stores.
no summer of love. I don't want no more 2020s. You know what, if they want martial law, then damn declare it at this point. You finna tell me that you, number one, you ain't gonna do it in a red state. I'm gonna tell you that now. Somebody gonna get
No.
their head busted to the white meat. Now you take that stuff on to New York and you take it to California and go do it in the gated community. Stop
Well,
doing
you
it on
know,
the side of town.
here's the problem that I have, right? Here's the problem that I have. Now, I understand I grew up on welfare, you know what I'm saying? And my stepfather worked. So there was times where it just wasn't enough and they grabbed assistance and we had to do that. But today you have people, it's like society is just completely backwards. You have women that'll go out and have 5, 6 kids with a whole bunch of different dudes and then not try to be with the dudes. And there's women that have a game plan to get pregnant by certain guys to collect the paid child support from the guy and also be on welfare and then get Section 8. I know females personally that do this. They trap dudes with a kid so that they can get child support for them. Then they go get on welfare and then they get Section 8 and they paying $30 for rent for the whole month and they live on it.
And they make a TikTok and they'll get on Instagram and they'll brag about it and they'll go to Costco and Sam's Club and then get on there and the entitlement of you are going to pay for my babies. And if you don't, it is society and you come to our pages trying to argue with us and make us feel bad that we don't have no compassion when you out here telling the galaxy that the white man is a racist, they owe you something, and now we're getting ready to run up in Walmart, destroy the place, run out with goods, and
prices are going to get hiked up.
And I want my reparations. Please make it make sense. Please make it make sense.
They don't realize how that'll affect their economy. When you go and rob a Walmart, what does Walmart do so that they can get back some of their gains, right? They hike the prices up on things inside the store.
They sell it to the government as a re-education camp.
It's bad. And the government has kind of crippled people when it comes to welfare because it is used to help people that are really in need, families that are in need, not families that are trying to abuse it because they don't want to do anything with their lives.
What you just proved was the bun. Why are we even talking about this when it ain't even American citizens? We got assholes in we got methanies. We got some people walking around with no teeth, crackheads. Mm-hmm. We got some people we got assholes in every community. Why we keep giving them all of the press? Because I ain't going out there robbing nobody. I ain't going out there wanting to go to jail. I'm not finna do a TikTok and tell somebody that you owe me. And you know what? Go ahead, dumbass. Go out there to Walmart. Fine, there's cameras everywhere. Since you love 5G so much, there's cameras everywhere. They're gonna go ahead and trap you in the store.
And you're gonna get arrested.
You're going to get arrested. You're going to go to jail. We're going to have content for our shows. We're going to shout Royal Star. And then everybody else going to go to the food banks and we're going to pitch some pennies and act like real human beings.
You know what my idea is? You know what I think should happen, Cretia? This is what I think should happen. I think that the government should stop the welfare programs and make it to where people like all these women that they got all these babies with all these different guys is getting a check, right? I feel like that they should force them to go to the church. The church should become the welfare program again. And the way that you can receive your benefits is you have to show up on Sunday, number one, for church, and you have to take a leadership role in the church, whether that's you being the lead janitor or you being the lead keeper of keeping it clean, and your kids got to show up to Sunday school, and your kids got to come to the after school program, and then guess what's going to end up happening? Society is going to start to heal because God's going to be back in the family.
Plan. You think Alex Soros and Abedin is not going to sue at the federal government for separation of church and state when they took a thesis to begin with? Can you imagine if the Black Robe Brigade would really take their duties for real?
I'm trying to tell you. But society is just falling in. We're falling into degeneracy, man. Like for real. If you go through these communities and you see what goes on, I still live close to the hood. I'm not directly in the hood no more. I'm lower middle class now. You know, I done moved up like the Jeffersons. I'm lower middle class. You know what I'm saying? And all I gotta do is drive about 20 minutes and I'm in the hood, right? And when you go through the hood, ain't nothing changed. There's nothing getting better. Like people aren't There's more gentrification. There's more buildings being shut down. And guess why gentrification is happening? Because people done messed up the businesses over there. In 2020, look at how many Walgreens up and left out of the hood. You still can't go to certain spots and find a Walgreens because of how they burnt them down and robbed them. And bro, and you get mad talking about gentrification. They're gentrifying our neighborhood. No, stupid. You messing up the businesses in your community. You're robbing all the stores in the community so they don't want to come back. And you wonder why you got nothing to do.
You know what? They don't never take that on the other side of the lake. They don't never take it to the other side of the track. They never go where the $500,000 homes are and act a fool. Why is that? Why don't have no abortion clinics over there where there's like mansions and stuff? Why ain't no ABC package stores over there?
Why? You know why. You know why that eugenics program isn't in them areas.
Okay.
You know why. Come on. That's an easy one.
They
you know what I'm saying? But people don't realize that. People... And that's what blows my mind. All the time I get people coming through on my page, right? And it's all, and I got to call it out. It's always the Democratic sisters, man. The ones that's my shade. They'll come in the comment section and get so mad. Like if I say anything about like Candace Owens, right? Let me talk about Candace Owens. They're not involved in politics at all. They just like Candace Owens now because she's talking like a leftist. She's speaking their love language. You know what I'm saying? So how dare you? And this is what they say. How dare you talk about a black woman? First off, I don't care what color somebody is. There's no shade of color for stupid. Stupid comes in every shade. I'm not going to say the R word. We're on YouTube. There's a lot of remedial people of every shade. And just because they're a woman does not make them off limits. How dare you talk? I don't play them little politics that you guys play where you say, oh, the black men need to start standing up for the black women more. No, good men need to stand up for good women and good women need to stand up for good men. Stop playing this color game. I don't want to hear none of it. The other day I covered a video of this dude talking about white folks need to start sticking up for the black community because of what their ancestors did with slavery, and all you white people that are sitting on the sidelines and not saying nothing, you're contributing to. Bro, you know how stupid that is? Do you know that there's more abolitionists that have ancestors in this country or descendants in this country than slave owners? There was only like 2% of the population of the time when slavery was a thing that owned slaves. The rest of them was poor white people. And you saying that they benefiting off of what happened with slavery. No, that comes from you not having an education or trying to understand anything that has to do with actual history. Actual history will tell you that a lot of white folks fought and died to free black people from slavery.
You speaking me? I'm gonna sit back and let him cook. Let's let him cook. Go ahead.
It gets me frustrated, man. It gets me frustrated because so many people swear like they know everything. But everything that they end up wanting to talk about is something that divides, is something that's negative, is something that makes us the victim. I'm not a victim of nothing. Okay, when I went to prison, I didn't go to prison just because. I went to prison because, look, I made bad choices when I was a kid, and even though they didn't get me for the crime the crimes that I did commit, I got pinned with something that I had nothing to do with. Guess what? I'm grateful, because if they would have got me for what I did as a kid, I probably wouldn't be sitting here right now talking on live. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not a victim. I made bad choices, and that's what a lot of us have. We got trouble saying that. We got trouble saying, like, look, man, I made bad decisions and it's my fault. I take full accountability for my actions. People just don't do that. White liberals don't do it.
It's the year is 2025. You ain't never been a slave. Your grandma wasn't a slave. Your great grandma wasn't a slave. You know what? Glory days. I ain't finna live it with you. I ain't going out there. I don't like heat. I don't even like no bugs. So I ain't going to pick no damn cotton. So Bill Cotton, you know what? I just don't fall into the stupidity with this. If that's your only narrative that you have, go find a militant hate group and join that. I ain't gonna be there. My grandfather, it was a white man. My grandfather was the first interracial couple in Jackson County, Georgia. Dave, put your hand up. That look whitish to me. Put it back down, Dave. My grandkids, biracial. I'm sitting here like I got a what is that? A transgender over here is an uncle auntie that's in their 70s. Hell, I didn't know no damn business. I just thought he tucked it all his damn life and looked good and dressed. Then I got some gay cousins over here. I'm sitting here like, Y'all need to stop dividing us. I'm gonna like
Yeah.
who I want to like. If you come and attack me, I like to attack back. I'm a tit for tat type of woman. And when it comes to Candace Owens, I just don't follow her. Okay. I don't give a damn if she black. I don't care if her husband is a rich.
Yeah.
We don't look alike. We ain't the same damn mind frame. I don't follow that woman. I don't even watch her. The first time I watched her was with Cash. I heard some shit she done said. I can't get down with that Brown. Is
Yeah.
that simple? I don't hate the woman. I just don't agree with her. So there's a thing to agree to disagree, knock the dust off your shoulders and keep pushing. There's
Yeah.
so many people out here in the world. So when y'all saying, well, she's black and you're black, bitch, get out of here with all that. This is the year 2025. And if you're just focusing on skin, you are definitely a part of the sin.
No, 100%. But I can't understand how that doesn't apply across the board. You feel me? Like if it's that, if it's saying we saying, oh, you can't talk about a black woman. Well, then what about all the black women that talk about black men? How can you talk? How can you come on my page and disrespect me as a black man because you don't like how I said something about a black woman? It's like the hypocrisy is right in front of your face and you don't realize it. You know what I'm saying? You're okay to disrespect me because you feel I said something bad, even though I just pointed out something that was being said by this woman that is false. Because I called her out, that's what's wrong. You don't call out a black woman. You don't put her on in the public and just degrade a black woman by pointing out that she's stupid. No, don't do that. And it's just like, she called me racist. How I'm racist? How can I be racist towards black folks if my granny is a black woman? My dad was a black man. My granddaddy's a black man.
They don't even know they damn selves at this point. I mean, somebody hang a banana up in the tree. You remember that little thing that happened to somebody? They were so damn lazy at a historical black college. They put a banana in the tree and they wanted to hang a white man. I said, what the hell? And come to find out some dumbass black person decided not to go to the trash can. That word is played out. There some issues out there? Probably is, but I ain't finna live my life. That is not the hill that I'm going to die on. I'm going to die on the heel of God, family, country, and Donald Trump. As long as I feel like he ain't slept around with Hillary Clinton and he ain't trying to bring peace to the Middle East. As long as he don't begin and start Armageddon, I'm good in the hood, in the woods, because you know that ain't too far apart. I'm just a regular woman that will put you in your place. I'm blunt to a point and to extent, but there's a time and a place for everything. I know how to act when I'm in the White House. I know how to act when I'm at your house. And I know how to act if I'm in the woods. And I know how to act if I'm in the hoods. I'm versatile like that. Mm-hmm. So when they trying to put us in this container, this box, and we all must act like a certain person because you're black and she's black. Honey, God didn't make me like that.
Yeah.
I need to stop rhyming before people think I'm like, Jesse Jackson.
You a poet and didn't even know it.
I know it. They'd be like, look at her like Jesse.
I got to say, though, I am proud of the brothers, man, because I've been seeing a lot more brothers adopting a conservative mindset. Mm-hmm. And that is just amazing to me to see. Now, you do got some brothers that still stuck in that whole beta male energy of being a submissive Democrat male that bows down and kisses the feet of black women. And, I understand. I feel them. I'm not knocking them for that. But it is so nice to me to see my brother. You know how many messages I get from my bros that I grew up with or I seen in passing, and they say, hey, bro, you was ahead of the game, man. I'm just starting to catch on to this whole Trump thing, bro. I mess with Trump, bro. I ain't going to lie. You was right, bro. And I'm like, I'm loving that. I'm loving it. And then seeing them starting businesses. A lot of my bros that I grew up with, we all gang banged and we was young, I've noticed that the more successful they become, the more conservative minded they are. And that's a beautiful thing.
We have straight up. This is where I'm peeping out the Democrat and the Republican Party as a layman term. You remember we used to like to party all the time, literally could go to a club and leave the house at 12, leave the club by 5, go to work at 6, and we still ain't changed our clothes or anything. Now we done calm down a little bit. We don't recognize life. We done read that life because we lost a lot of people back there in that life. Now we got a bigger, grander scheme of things, and we at our prime of our life to understand and pull back the curtain and realize that they've been playing tricks on us for a very long time.
Yeah.
Very. We just grew up. This is what called wisdom. This is wisdom. We didn't understand what the hell our grandparents and stuff with these old wise tales and being because our generation and you pretty much was raised around the elderly. You was
Yeah.
raised around uncles, aunties, grandma, and granddad. You know what a cousin them is, okay?
Hmm.
See, we had that foundation. They try not to give a foundation for like a good 10 years that anything went, anything goes. But now you got to remember your children and my grandkids who is 14 and younger, they are the most conservative walking member younger group in the history of our lifetime. So
Hmm.
either we're gonna do it the right way and mold them the right way, and not pretend that they animals and can shit in a litter box in the back of a classroom. I can't believe that's a thing. Somebody allowed that to be a thing. Because normally, pissing on yourself as you growing up, you get beat down. Okay, go get a
Hmm.
switch or a flip flop. We ain't finna have that. You ought to be potty trained by 5. I mean, come on, give me a break. But
Yeah.
back on, we lost humanity there for a minute, and now I think it's time for us to backhand our hours back into reality.
Yeah, I agree. And it's happening, man. It is. Slowly it's happening. It's just people get fooled because that's why social media is so dangerous, man. When you go outside your door, right? When I go outside my door, I don't experience racism. I
No,
don't experience crazy liberals running up to me trying to do something. I went to the No Kings rally out here, right?
you,
And had a blast. They was
you
all cool with me.
You was trying to get Karen fired. I ain't never got Karen fired. I been like, do I have an aura that I'm a bitch, I'm a mother, I'm a girl? Yeah, is that me?
No, man.
Saying, I'll tell you in a heartbeat, bitch. I wish a nigga would. I
No, I'm
better.
just saying though. Look, it's amazing, bro. Because when you walk outside, right, it's not anything that you hear on the news. The news will tell you you're supposed to hate each other. The white police officers, they want to take your life. The you can't talk to these people if they voted for Trump or if they voted against Trump. Don't even have them over Thanksgiving, and they push all of that on social media. But it ain't what's in reality. In reality, I got next door to me. I got some. They're liberal, but not the new type of liberal. They're the old type of liberal, and they're lesbians, right? And they are some of my I love them. They're some of my favorite people in the community, right? They give me flowers and all these different plants. They got me started gardening, all types of stuff. And it's nothing like what you hear on the news. You know what I'm saying? I literally, you know what I got to do to get a liberal on camera acting crazy? You know what I got to do? I gotta have my mom go outside and when she wears a little dress and makes her hair crazy. That's how I get my crazy Karen videos. It's literally my mom. My mother pretends to be a crazy Karen. That's how I create my content.
I don't see it in people. Listen, I always say, stop being a Facebook warrior. Okay, stop being a gangster. Because I guarantee you, in daily life, you would never act a fool. Well, okay, you might be in Portland, but try that in a small town. Try that in Loganville. Go to Lawrenceville. Go to Suwanee. Go to Duluth. Go to Hall County. Go to Gainesville. Go to these places and try that crap that we see online. And we realize that don't happen. I'm going to the sports bar. Ain't worried about some strange Karen approaching me and Dave.
No, it's always organized, man. You realize that go and look online, y'all. And when you see the super for real crazy Karen videos, it only happens where there is a place that is a protest going on. And you might have a couple of them that are a little bit radical that get out of hand if they see you wearing a MAGA hat. But for the most part, the same Democrats that happen to be out there, they like, yo, bro, I wasn't even going to talk to that person. That's what they did for me. When I went to the No Kings rally, they're like, oh, nah, man, we not on that. We not crazy like that. We just hate Trump. And I'm like, oh, okay, but why you hate Trump? They can't tell you exactly why they hate Trump except for propaganda. The one guy, he was out there thinking he was going to lose his benefits because he was a veteran, and he was under the assumption that Trump did all these things that made him to where he can't get his up. And everything that he said was false. I came back and did a video fact checking all the points that he made, and all of them was false. All of them. But because of social media and the propaganda that gets pushed out there, people believe certain things. That's why some people really hate Trump. They really compare this dude to Hitler.
What the hell did you really, if you think about it, and thank you, Elon Musk. I still don't trust your ass, but thank you, Elon Musk.
Facts.
You know, we always this time thought it was bad. You know, we had the rumors how bad it truly was, but you get a rich man. You know, they made a movie in the 80s about some accountant becoming the person that's supposed to put the checks in the balance and start, firing people left. Well, we had Elon Musk. We thought it was bad. but we actually funded our own demise.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know how deep and how bad USAID was. You know, we hear about the New World Order. We hear about one world government, one world language, religion, one world currency. But to actually be alive to see, yo, hey, digital currency, yo, I didn't
It's
give over my
coming.
sovereignty. I didn't say we could do all that.
It's
So
coming.
when we're seeing this together, and it's I gotta scratch my neck. We
No,
could
you're
talk
right.
about it.
They was sending money everywhere, weren't they? The U.S. Gender studies in Pakistan, Iraqi Sesame Street, transgender rats being created in a lab.
You get their followers feeding and believing the bush niggity, and then they try to have this debate with you where bro, get away from me. You're that too far gone.
Yeah, you
You
can't talk to them.
I can't talk to some people online. And like you said earlier, I just want my country back. You could take your liberal ways. I'm not here to debate with you. I'm here to learn more about what's going on. Like I said, I just learned today. All this time, I thought the way mainstream media, Agenda 21, NDAA Act of 2012, Obama giving all this money, propaganda, ABC, NBC, PBS, NPR, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, all of these networks is owned by all our knowledge is owned by 6 corporations, and how big it is and how big that hole is. And then you understand we was feeding our own demise through USAID, funnel back to the World Economic Forum, funnel back to the UN, funnel back to the CIA, brought back to the FBI. And then today I learned about Arctic Frost and how deep it truly was. Because if you look at the defendants that was indicted under President Trump in the state of Georgia, they was the electors for the Republican Party. I know these people. So you look at the same list of people that was indicted by Fannie Mae Willis are the same people that was commanded by Jack Smith to spy on. This is ugly, y'all. This is so damn ugly. And me and Cash is sitting here telling you about our lives. They was just the criminal of the crime. They was going after them first. They was coming after us next. That's how deep this truly goes, and why, if we can recognize this, these people need to go to jail. They need to be indicted. It's tough titties on social, being politically correct. Tough titties on your feelings at this point. They tried to take us down from within, and now I am so angry it got that far, and they put Trump through the ringer, through the fire and the wire. I mean, you could shaka kun it and sing it all day long, but to now see that they was doing exactly what they accused that man of doing, I'm gonna need some more indictments coming.
And I'm wondering where they are. I ain't gonna lie. I'm wondering because I've been waiting for retribution. I've been waiting for retribution. There's a lot of scumbag people sitting inside of Congress, man. Some of these senators are corrupt. A lot of these mayors are corrupt. And I'm gonna be totally real with you. I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening because
this Tonight Show was 1821. We talk about it daily. I mean, I do. I mean, I take articles. We run through at least 10 articles a night, 5 nights a week. You understand me? I don't have a script, and I talk 2 hours about crap. And then you got all the Christies. People start throwing you articles and throwing you topics. I've learned so much. Oh, it's happening. And it's happening.
I hope so.
No, listen.
I hope so, because that would make the country, that would put the people on notice to say, see, that would be the thing that brought people together. That would say, look it, you guys see, this was all the corruption that these people was doing. These same people that got up on stage and told you to be angry and take to the streets and protest this. They were only doing that because they was corrupt, getting money. They was getting paid.
Stop sleeping on Trump. When he started,
I'm never sleep on Trump.
Stop sleeping on Pam Bundy. She just told him, Lord Lightfoot, Pritzker, Brandon Johnson, they done shut the hell up. They was daily out there. Arrest them. We're gonna dox them. They done shut the hell up since Pam Bundy came out a couple of days ago. Said try us if you damn want to. Cash Patel done came out of his own mouth. Touch us. Touch ICE. Touch Homeland Security. Touch any federal agents. You'll be going to jail so quick it'll make your damn head spin. It's a whole new sheriff in town. You better be worried about John Brennan because his ass about to get indicted. John Bolton need to continue to look over his shoulders because more charges are getting ready to come. Big Tish, you think shit, this is the cream of the crop. It's just the beginning. While you looking at the Supreme Court of the United States making huge major rulings when it comes to the Voter Right Act, all the way to the NRA and your gun rights to realign and walk back a lot of the shit that Obama has been putting in place. Wow, that came out yesterday from the Oversight Committee with Jim Comey and the rest of it, Comer, that the auto pen must be declared null and void. It's happening too fast and too rapidly right now for you to even figure out which way to look. But we're going to pay attention because we do a nightly show. Everybody is looking and we all coming together and breaking stuff down nightly.
And y'all make sure you catch her because she goes all the way in. She teaches me some new things. You know what I'm saying? But about that auto pen, I hope to God that becomes true because that's going to undo a lot of what Biden did. Well, what they said Biden did. You know, obviously he didn't know what the hell was going on.
You got to understand, he signed with an auto pen over 8,600 documents, laws, executive orders, and decrees, especially when it comes to the WHO, where he gave over our sovereignty as the United States citizens to make our own health decisions. He signed that with a damn auto pen. He cannot be in 4 places at one time, and a whole bunch of them where he was on vacations was being signed left and right. Now that Comey has came out and then Pam Bundy initiated and said there better be a memorandum for every auto pen that was done. And matter of fact, we know for a fact that there's only 4 to 8 different actual documents that he signed himself. Oh, this shit about to blow up.
So that's about to undo everything then, because that dude, every little thing that he did, in my opinion, not even him, and this is what makes people have to ask this question. If he didn't approve it, who was? Because every single thing that they did was against the United States of America. It was against the people.
Oh, I'm gonna keep telling you what Trump told you. You better start listening to Trump. Trump in the last month, it has been dragging that damn name out continuously. Him, Adam Schiff, Barack Obama, Adam Schiff. Them sons of bitches need to go to jail. Prickster, Brendan Johnson, they need to go to jail. Y'all need to do something about that.
Because you think about what Obama said. You remember what he said? He said, I wish that there was a way that I could just sit inside my basement and just control. Maybe not be right there in front of the camera, but just be there and have an earpiece in and just give exactly what I want to be done, have it be done. And we accomplished that. We accomplished that with old Joe. Good old Joe, he's asleep, and I was at the wheel. Yes, I was sitting in the basement. Me and Big Mike
is required to testify. He is required under federal United States code to testify. He can plead the fifth all he damn want. He can plead the fifth. He's through. This all goes back to Barack Obama, all the way back to the Patriot Act. And if you really want to be real nosy, all you got to do is follow Edward Snowden. He told you everything. It goes back not only to them, it goes back. This is when I tell you, look at me scratching my chin. It goes back to Barack Obama and Valerie Jarrett, Victoria Nuland. No, Nancy Pelosi didn't get involved until Junior got involved. Because Edward Snowden was under Bush Jr. Okay, this is like 9/11 stuff. What happened with Building 7 type of stuff. So this is where this is coming at. This is a lot of back intel because we didn't have surveillance until the Patriot Act. There's a reason why we got the Patriot Act. That's so much about this. But I say when it comes
Bush he'd cry me for that, boy. Bush was a piece of garbage for that Patriot Act. Basically turning American citizens into terrorists. You're deeming them terrorists. You can look at every single thing that we do because you say so. And everybody was just okay with it.
Pelosi was in the room when they brought in the Steele document, the dossier.
The Steele dossier, yeah.
So when you have a sitting president, you got all his heads and the chief in the room, plus Hillary Clinton, Brennan, and all the rest of this. This is a coup from within. What they fail to do is let the time or the statute of limitation run out because it hadn't. And
Yeah, and
once
that's
you
still dossier. That's another thing. That was a big fat hoax
fight
made
for it,
literally, yo, a hoax.
fight
They
for it.
went after a president for a hoax that the previous or people that are sitting inside of Congress, a person that was running against him as to be the president, Hillary Clinton,
Ooh,
all of
woman,
these different people involved, Barack Obama
no,
knowing that things was fake and pushing it through, co-signing on it, like that is
told you. One told you. Tony Bobolinsky. Tony Bobolinsky, right over there, Ukraine, right over there with the $1 billion, over there with the ministry over there. Then you got Zelensky. Once you tie that in, you got to bring in the military-industrial complex. Once you tie that in, you got to bring in Victoria Nuland. Once you bring her in, you got to bring in Susan Rice. Then you bring that in, you got to bring in Benghazi. Once you talk about that, you got to talk about Lockheed Martin. Then you got to go to Bowen. That's so
so
what
then how are they gonna bring this is my thing, sis.
money, money, money,
How
money.
they gonna bring them all down though? Even if
Power.
we know, like what I
Constitution
want to
gonna bring
see,
their ass down.
huh?
Constitution is gonna bring it down.
Man, well then that you know what that means because the things that they did it was an act of treason. Or if everything that we've been finding out is true, then that is an act of treason, and that means tribunals. That means that they supposed to be hung by their neck until
I ain't got nothing to
they
do with
go.
that. This is the best part of damn history, ain't it? Because I ain't do it. You didn't do it. I ain't arguing with you. We done seen enough to be like, wait a minute, let me scratch my tail. Why they ain't in jail? Because if I would have did that, 2 o'clock in the morning with CNN busting down my door, we call that the jump out boys, the red dogs, the SWAT team. So I understand your frustration. Hell, I'm just saying, telling you.
They locked us all up, man. They took away. They boy, that's crazy.
No, I'm just saying.
276 agents on the ground on
Yeah.
January 6th, dressed as plain clothes and wearing Trump hats.
Stop it. You didn't only find that out until a month and a half ago. They dropped that nugget to
No,
everybody.
I've been new. We've been saying it.
Listen, everybody knew, but we just found out. I'm gonna say that one more time to make it more simpler. Everybody knew. Everybody knew. Everybody knew. We just found out. So we can have that conspiracy. The only difference between a conspiracy and the truth is 6 months. So we heard the rumors. We saw it with ourselves that damn day. Me personally, like I said, hey, that's a Federation, y'all. Well, hey. That's
I want reparations for the Fedsurrection. That's what I want.
I said that's a big setup. You go back on my damn timeline. I called it the day before. I was supposed to be there. I turned down 4 families and free tickets to take myself there.
I'm glad you didn't go.
I was on a phone call with 50 other people plus Ray Epps. You ain't got to tell me shit. I sat back and I was sending and mailing out constitutions that day, watching everybody because I had so many family and friends up there. And I'm telling them, calling people that day, get out of there right now. Don't you be anywhere near that. This is a setup. Christian, this is not a setup. I got on Facebook. I saw Republican leaders. I saw Georgia GOPers. I saw so many people call y'all out and said, you know what? This is an insurrection. They ought to be damn Trump. Trump did this. I said, Trump didn't have nothing to do with that. They literally just marched them off of damn bus the day before. You ain't never been in the hood. Holy crap, you don't know what the red boys are. You don't know what the jump. That's what that is. I didn't fine. Everything in my spirit and in my soul is telling me this is a big ass setup. I ain't arguing with you no more. I don't give a damn what you got to say. I don't care what side of the political argument you on. They were set up. Those men are innocent, and I'm going to do and help Suzanne Monk to my ability living in Georgia, and I'm going to pull my only damn card when it comes to very important people to prove these people are innocent. I'm throwing my hands up. I did what I was supposed to do, and now I'm sitting back still wanting to make t-shirts that said, we the people told you so. We told you it was a Federation. You should have trusted your instinct in your gut. You was being played when Nancy Pelosi blatantly came out her mouth with Miriam Bowser telling that the National Guard need to stand down 10 separate times. You finna sit here and lie to an American citizen? Yeah, I'm peeping you out. I don't trust none of y'all. So that's how I've been living my life the whole damn time. Stop pissing on me and telling me it's rain. I mean, hey, everybody. She is passion. Yeah, I'm passionate of you. Stop lying to us. We're not children. We're not kids. We see it for our own eyes. We pay you, and this is how you're going to do us? You're going to take us from within. You're going to have so much empathy inside of America. You destroying us, and we're not supposed to say nothing. It's sad. And then gonna have whites turn against blacks and blacks turned against whites. When I was born in the 70s, raised in the 80s, and partied in the 90s, and we all partied together. I don't understand. Don't walk me backwards because that was your glory days. Hey, everybody. I mean, hey, Sheena. I mean, yeah. Hey,
No, you
one.
right. You right. 100%. I agree. I have nothing to add to that. You said it all. Real talk. And to answer your question, my brother Juan, yes. Yes, I was a part of January 6th. Yeah, they got me. And they put me out. You seen that mugshot they took. They took that one. And then you know what I just noticed, Krisha? I just Googled my name, and for the first time ever, the first article that popped up was not something horrible. Normally, when I Google myself, it says violent Latin king storms nation's capital. And this time, it's just got the Chicago Tribune thing that says Hammond man who pled guilty to January 6th, eyeing career in independent journalism.
You don't understand. Trump got into office and he appointed Cash Patel. Did you really think he slept on y'all? They are taking a lot of stuff out of the I think you call it iOS, out of the search engines. That was part of the government with Google, is to try to undo a lot of crap they did during the scamdemic because they was forced. That's why you've been hearing the news articles and why they are settling with Trump, because they was required to obey the Biden administration. It was forced. That's why you heard Zuckerberg come out and said, well, I didn't really wanna, but I had to play with the Biden because they was going to try to crush Meta from within. So now you're seeing a lot of they won't say I'm sorry. They're not going to admit they was wrong. But like, you can petition YouTube to get your page back, and they ain't gonna give you no grief no more. You know,
they could give me my old Facebook back.
I don't know, but you could try. I mean,
that one, they got 384,000 people on it. That's the one that I want. They stripped me of my stuff, man.
Try to log in. If you remember the password,
I remember everything. I try to log in and it says your account has been banned.
Well, I would say, you know what? They're a lot more lax than they was a year ago.
Man, I need to try to figure that out, because if I can get my old Instagram, my old Facebook back, man.
I've been saying retarded again. I mean, I know we ain't supposed to say that word. We stopped saying that word in the 90s. Okay, politically correct. We could say it now. Because that's you know what, ignorant. Anybody know what the real NIGGER in the Webster dictionary? That means an ignorant ass person. Okay, yeah. And there's so many ignorant ass persons walking around here where you think you finna shape the dynamics of what a definition is. Can we get back to, like, I got an encyclopedia and this stuff is actually written down and it's not a Mandela effect? Oh my God, we done been on here for like an hour and a half.
It's been an hour and 42 minutes, sis. And I know you got another show that you got to do later on, so we can wrap it up. But I really appreciate you taking the time to come on here. This is good. Like, I ain't going to lie. You got me fired back up right now. You got me feeling like myself right now, man.
And you know, I got to talk for another 2 hours. So what I'm going to do, these are the top places I go get all my news, or at least what I want. I love Gateway Pundit. Of course, Breitbart, Andrew, rest in peace. Of course, them. I go to IJR a lot. I'm not a Fox News person because I just know. So I get from Sky News. So I tell anybody, if y'all want to come on the show, it's very interactive. Okay, I give shout outs. I talk to people like Cash talk to y'all. I gotta learn that special gift, how you just popping up convo. I think that's cool as shit.
I can get. What do you use to stream?
You gotta talk to Dave. That's my husband. I already give him.
I'm a holler at him.
Yeah, because I'm a real. There's no script. We go straight from the top straight of the hip. That's it. And you just bring the articles. We'll break it down. I'll read your comment. If you need prayer, you need anything. Welcome to my family. And you understand that I'm on 17 different platforms, but I really look at DLive, X, Rumble, and 2 Facebook pages. So I am flipping through all of those live chats at one time. If you're coming in to speak to me, and you took some time out your life, I'm gonna make you a part of mine. Now I don't know
That's
if you want
right.
to catch these hands, because I will zero in, but
Yo,
I need to stop that.
I love Creature, you guys. Y'all go give her a follow, man. I love Creature to death. She's amazing. And you see, this is good. Like, Creature, when you gonna have me on your show?
Whenever you wanna.
I'm ready whenever you're ready. This is
All
good.
right.
You got me fired back. I feel like myself right now. It's strange. It's a nice feeling to talk politics again and just it make it fun. This was fun and informative at the same time. It was
You only
like
made me focus on my own damn issues about 15 minutes. Now everybody forgot about that. Like, I like her. She go,
that's how it should be.
what? Yeah, I still like her though. But somebody over there, bless her, give us some tissues.
Yo, it was good. It was good. But go ahead, sis. I know you gotta get ready for your show. God bless you. I'm praying for you. Real talk.
Thank you. Good.
Straight
Right.
up. You let me know when you're ready for me. I'm ready. Whenever you're ready, I'm ready.
I appreciate. I listen. Time. You saying we almost hit 2 damn hours without even thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand that we can literally bounce? That we could continue to bounce off stuff, and then we're still looking over here, and you pop in. This is going to be a great partnership.
Yeah, that's what I do full time. This is literally what I do. I used to do it all day long, but I've been having to take side jobs and I do my filming and my editing, so I ain't been doing it as much as I should. But this makes me want to do it all the time. Being on here with somebody like you, it made me feel like how I used to be when Russo would come on with me, or Casey, or Suni, or Shelly. It's just that same vibe. So I would love to keep this thing going because this is where I thrive. You know what I'm saying? This is where I thrive, and it's helping to grow platforms.
Absolutely.
It's going to grow your platform as simultaneously grow mine. I'm gonna keep sharing your stuff. You keep sharing my stuff. Cross the streams. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna get it back.
Thank you. And like I said, you just let us know. And whenever you're ready, Dave is just gonna vice versa. We only got like the free Zoom. We got free Zoom, so that's like 40 minutes. So we gonna put you in there. But everybody is from 5 to 7, and you can just type my name in. It's on my
I got
page.
you, but we got to get you a better setup than Zoom. You need to be using StreamYard like how I'm using right now. That'll be a lot better for you.
Can we get our house back? Then we can.
You can use my StreamYard if you need to. You can use my StreamYard. If you want to use my StreamYard, I'll send you the login. You're more than welcome to get on here and use it and do your thing.
Thank you so much, Cash.
All right, sister. God bless you. And everybody that's watching right now, I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you guys for supporting Creature. And I'm going to end it the way I always do. Unite. Don't fight. Be a street light, because only you could be the change you wish to see in this world. And when you get too stressed out, you got to remember to pray, America, because without God, everything falls apart. And that's a fact. I'll catch y'all later.